Hey everybody, it's Lee here with another crypto mining video update. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, mostly because I didn't really have actually anything to share with you guys. Since my last video I was kind of just focused on mining Feathercoin, and there wasn't really anything else of interest that I was that interested in mining. But recently a few things have changed up. Because Ethereum has skyrocketed in price, and that looks like an interesting coin to be mining. I was interested in mining it quite some time ago, but I had some technical issues with Windows 10. So just before we get into this, this particular miner, the ETH miner that I'm going to be showing you, works best with older versions of Windows. So if you have Windows 8 or Windows 10 like I did, you might be able to get the program to run, but it might work a little bit slower than normal, or you might not be able to get it to run at all. So it's best if you use it on older versions of Windows. I'm using an old version of Windows Vista 64-bit. And you can also use this on Windows 7 as well. They're the best ones to use it on. So in this video I'm just going to be showing you how I'm mining Ethereum, what settings I'm using, what pool I'm using, and the results that I am getting. Okay, so we're in Windows Vista, and the ETH miner is already running, and that's this window here. You can see it sort of ticking away. And on the right hand side I've just got MSI Afterburner running, just so you can see the various details about the graphics card itself. So at the moment the graphics card that I'm using is a GeForce GTX 970. It's made by MSI, and it's very good, fast, quiet and efficient graphics card. I do recommend that. So with the ETH miner we're getting about 18.5 mega hashes. On these ETH miner they give you the full sort of result in hashes per second. So what that means is that you're getting a long number, which is a little bit difficult to read at first. But what you really want to be looking for is just making that you've got at least sort of 7 digits or really 8 digits. A mega hash is basically 1 million hashes. So what you really want to be looking for is somewhere between above basically 10 million hashes. So in this case we're getting just over 18 mega hashes, or 18 million in that case. So sorry if that was long-winded, but basically if you're not seeing 7 or 8 digits here, your hash speed is going to be too low and you're not really going to make very much Ethereum. Okay, so that's that said. So the ETH miner that I'm using is this one. I'll just open up the folder here. So there's a couple of different versions floating around. I've tried a few. This is the latest one that I found, which is this Genoil one, and it's 1.0.4b3. Nice and easy to remember. Let's also preface that as well, just in case you can't see it on the screen. I'll give you the whole lot actually. It's the ETH miner 0.9.41 Genoil 1.04b3. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can find it easily. Okay, so once you've downloaded it, and then I've just just put the actual folder just on my desktop. You don't have to install it in any particular locations. It just runs directly from the folder itself. You'll have a couple of startup files. You've got the ETH miner itself. There's a README, and you'll probably see when you open it for the first time yourself, you'll see this Supernova CUDA and this Supernova OCL. So the difference between this miner and some of the other miners for different algorithms is that this miner is good for NVIDIA cards, and it's also good for AMD cards. So you can mine using CUDA, which is like the development platform for NVIDIA cards, or you can use OpenCL, which is the development versions for your AMD cards. So regardless of what graphics card you got, you should be able to use the same miner, which is helpful. And they both get comparable results as well, as far as I know. So I'll just show you my actual. So we've got these basically batch files. So I'll just show you my setup. I'll just show you what settings and everything I'm using. So I've just got this saved as my setup -CUDA. So because like I say, I've got an NVIDIA card, and then this is my setup here. So I'll just break down the bits for you. Sorry, it's a bit flickering on the screen, and hopefully you can sort of see it clear enough. So the first part of the back file, it just calls up the ETH-miner program. Then you've got these switches. The U switch, so it's like -U, basically tells it that we want to mine using the CUDA platform. And the second switch is -F, which tells it that we want to use pool mining and the pool that we want to use. So I'm using the ethereumpool.co, and then it just continues on the extension from there. So you've got the actual pool address, and then if you actually go to the ethereumpool.co, it'll tell you how to format your actual pool address properly. But basically, you got the pool address here, and then you have /question miner, which starts another switch. This first part where it's got miner equals, I've got 18. This is almost like you're setting your own kind of hash rate or difficulty. So in this case, I've got it set to 18. So that indicates my hash rate, which is, as we know, we discussed just a moment ago, it's about 18 mega hash. It doesn't have to be exact, but it should be in the ballpark of exactly where you are. So if you fire the ETH miner up for the very first time, just take whatever your base hash rate is, and then use it to modify this first number, and it will just helps. It's like a way of setting your difficulty. So basically, your share amounts get set to about the right amount. I think they might have changed it and updated that now, so it's a bit more dynamic. But that's how it is at the moment. So the first part is hash rate, then we've got out, and then this part here is our Ethereum address. Just a quick little tip, make sure your Ethereum address starts 0x, and then the Ethereum address should follow afterwards. When I first exported my address out of Geth on my Mac, it just exported as 5161 and then the rest of the number there afterwards, and that's not actually a valid Ethereum address. All Ethereum addresses start with 0x, so just make sure you've got the whole lot in there. Then we've got after that we've got another @, and then this last part is basically just a rig name. I think that's now redundant unless you've got several rigs mining under the same sort of Ethereum address, but under different rig names. I think that's what that's for. So that's my batch file, and that runs fine. I'll just show you as well. You can also do CPU mining with the ETH miner, so I'll just show you that as well. So we'll just open up that batch file. So it's kind of pretty similar to what we just had. The only difference is this. So you've got the ETH miner, it calls up the program, and then this switch. In the previous one we had -U. This one we've got -C, which tells it that we want CPU mining, and then all the pool details are basically the same. The only difference is we've set the hash difficulty lower, so we've set the hash rate to 1, and at the end we've just give it a different rig name. I've just done risky fire CPU, so you can see how that is. I'll show you, if you've got like a AMD card, I'll just show you how the OpenCL setup is. So this is obviously just like a demo a batch file, just so you can see the different configuration. So it's ETH miner, and then in my one where I've got a CUDA card, I had -U. For OpenCL it's -G for graphics card OpenCL mining, and then you've just got F, which calls up the pool, and then it's the pool details, however they're requested by the actual pool. It'll be different from pool to pool, so just go according to whatever pool you use. Like I said, the one that I'm using is the ethereumpool.co, and that's working well. So what else have we got going on here? I'll just go to the MSI Afterburner panel. I haven't really done very much overclocking with it. I've just been letting the card, it's the first time I've sort of using the actual miner, so I've just kind of been letting it go and do its own thing pretty much overnight actually. The card is running, this is with the, it's not a dedicated rig, it's just a home computer. It's running at 76 degrees, which is okay. It's not scorching hot, but it's not cool either. The fan speed's running at 75%. Core clock's 1329, and the memory clock is 3005. So that's those details. Just before we continue, just have a quick look under the desk. The actual machine is using 285 watts. So about 200 watts is just for the graphics card on that, in case you're interested. So I think that's those main details. One other thing is with the ETH miner, when you first fire it up using whatever details you use, doesn't matter if you're using the CUDA settings or the OpenCL settings. When you first fire it up, it's going to create something, the ETH miner is going to create something called a DAG, D-A-G, and that's going to take a couple of minutes to go through just why it creates that very first file. But that only happens the first time you use it, unless it gets corrupted or something. So just be mindful of that. When you first fire it up, it's going to take a couple of minutes to get fully started. I'll just show you the pool details and the miner statistics. So if we go to the ethereumpool.co, if I can actually talk properly, that would help. Then we go to miner stats, and then it just asks you to enter your Ethereum address. I think you can also enter your rig name as well, but we just enter our Ethereum address, and we click on go. I'll just center this a little bit. So we've got our Ethereum address at the top, our current hash rate, and then we've got how much Ethereum we've earned. We've got our hash rate over time, so this is like a 12-hour chart. You can see what's been going on there. I'll just turn it on. So yeah, really I just started this last night, and that's pretty consistent over time, which is good. So it just shows you that the actual miner is quite stable and quite reliable. So far it hasn't dropped out or caused any problems. Then we've just got how much we've earned over time. So you get this ramping kind of effect. What happens is you build up your earnings on the pool, and then it does a payout, so it drops down and it goes up. If you look on the main stats page, you'll see this kind of jagged motion, and it's just where the account builds up, then they pay out, builds up, pay out, so on and so forth. And then we've got some share sorry, my mouth's a little bit dry. So the word I was looking for was statistics. Let's continue on. So as you see down the bottom, we've got some estimated revenues. So in a day we're looking at $3.35, and that's actually really good. That's 3 times as much as it was with Feathercoin. With Feathercoin, it's about $1 a day, on this particular setup. So it pays a lot better. And to be honest, I think Ethereum's probably got a much better and brighter future than a coin like Feathercoin. It's certainly a lot more going for it. So it's probably, even if you didn't exchange directly to Bitcoin or cash, or one way or the other, even if you just kept these coins, they'll probably be better for you in the long run, quite possibly. Certainly probably hold their value a lot better. And then down the bottom we've got our workers. So we've got the rig that we're using, which is Risky-Fire 3. This is the stated hash rate. This is what we told it we thought it was going to be mining at, and this is what your actual hash rate is. And then at the bottom we've got our first payout. Then we've just got a link to the Ethereum chain, which is the Explorer, which shows obviously the various stats and transactions and that sort of thing as well. So that should have all gone through. So I think that's it. I think that covers all the main bits. So yeah, this has been me mining Ethereum. If you've got any questions or comments or anything you'd like to know, just close that box. Just leave a comment in the comments area. I'll put the links to the relevant miner and stuff like that I use in the description, and you should be able to access everything. And I'll leave it there. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Until the next video, take care.